Hi, I'm iPalmy, and I have some really exciting news for you today. You might have already seen it, but Wholesome Games is currently doing a cozy game sale with a lot of their specially selected Wholesome games. There are 250 games on sale right now. I know I can't even believe that I'm saying this, but there are. Clearly, I can't go through all 250 of them, so I would highly recommend to check out their Steam page and kind of see for yourself whatever piques your interest. I will link the Steam page in my description box down below so you can also check it out for yourself. I made a little bit of a selection and I wanted to highlight 10 games that I have either played or am really interested in playing very soon. Most of these I have played though, and I would recommend. So you can kind of get my sort of mini selection, and maybe it will feel a little less overwhelming than going through all 250 games because it's a lot. Believe me, I was a little overwhelmed as well. So yeah, let's just get into my little list of the highlights for me. I also try to look at games that had just a little bit of a steep discount. There's only one game that has 15% off, but because it just released, I wanted to highlight it in this list too. So yeah, let's dive into my little list and look at some cozy games that are currently on sale. You can play on your Steam Deck. Hopefully most of these should be running fine on the Steam Deck at least. Get real cozy. So the first game on my list is Planet Zoo, which is currently 70% off. So that is a really good discount. Planet Zoo is kind of like Zoo Tycoon. If you were like me younger, you might have played these games. I used to be obsessed with Zoo Tycoon as a child, so I was really excited when I found Planet Zoo. I have to say it's a beautiful spiritual successor. I'm not sure, I don't think it's an official successor, but it definitely feels like a spiritual successor at least. So in this game you get to run and manage your own zoo, and you get to really be very involved with all of the animals in the zoo specifically. So there's lots of different types of animals that you can get, and you need to build different enclosures for them, but also make sure that all of their enclosures have the right temperatures, the right sort of food for them, stuff to play with, all of that stuff. So it definitely has a little bit of that management style, you know, but it has the added thing that it has beautiful graphics too, and you really get to follow the animals up close, which is one of my favorite parts. You can just sort of see them walk around, they look beautiful, interact with their environment, and they can sometimes also get babies, all of that stuff. So it has that sort of Sims feeling too, where they lead their own little lives and you're kind of also watching it from above, sort of along for the ride too. Excited to see what's happening. What I've played so far of this game, I did really enjoy it, and I mean 70% off is a huge discount. I haven't checked, but there's also tons of DLC for this game that adds different animals and all that stuff, so that might also be something worth checking out too. Next up on my list is Venba, which released on the 31st of July of this year, so this is a new release. This is currently 15% off, but I still wanted to highlight it on this list even though the discount isn't as steep because it's a new release and it's a beautiful looking game. I was lucky enough to receive a key code for this, but I haven't been able to play it yet, although I would say keep in mind that this is a shorter game. Apparently the game only lasts about 1 to 2 hours, so it's a very short but very sweet game with beautiful art style. And this is a short narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mom who immigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s. Players will cook various dishes and restore lost recipes, hold branching conversations, and explore in this story about family, love, loss, and more. So another reason I wanted to highlight this game on my list is because I think this is a very unique and also very powerful sounding game. It reminds me slightly of Dordan, another game that I've talked about before and really enjoyed, which is also a narrative game where you can also interact and do stuff with a beautiful art style that also deals with love and loss and family and hard-hitting themes. And I think it will be really interesting to see this perspective of this Indian mom that had to immigrate and maybe wanting to keep her culture intact, all of that stuff. So it looks beautiful, and yeah, it's also on sale. Next up on my list is Undertale, which is currently 70% off. This is a classic game. It's a little older and it's a cult classic, a fan favorite. I have actually bought this game already on my Nintendo Switch, but I haven't really played it. So this might be another, I'm considering games to play on the plane on my way to Japan in a couple of days is another one that I'm considering playing. So this is a really interesting game because it's an RPG where you control a human who falls underground into the world of monsters. Now you must find your way out or stay trapped forever, but it has special features such as that killing is unnecessary. You can negotiate out of danger using a very unique battle system, but if you have to fight, then you can time your attacks for extra damage, dodge enemy attacks. There's also beautiful art, beautiful soundtrack too, and I've heard that lots of people really like this character-rich story and also that there's lots of humor. It also describes itself as having at least 5 dogs as also a great feature to have, which I do agree with too. So yeah, this is 70% off. It's only showing up as €3 right now on my Steam page. I feel like that's such a steal. Potion Permit is currently 25% off, and in this amazing pixelated art style game, you actually get to play as a chemist, so it's definitely a twist on a cozy game and a different setting as well, which I always enjoy. Moonberry's residents need healing, and you're the best chemist around. With your trusty tools, a brewing cauldron, and a canine companion at your side, you'll need to diagnose symptoms, gather ingredients, brew potions, and cure ailments in this open-ended sim RPG. This is just really fun because you get to heal the townsfolk, but you also get to do a little bit of battle and go out to forage for items, and you can build relationships as well with the bachelors and bachelorettes in town too. So this is a game that I have played before, but I need to play a lot more of it. I've really enjoyed what I've played so far though, and yeah, it's 25% off. Spellcaster University is currently 40% off, and in this game you actually get to be the director of a magical university. It sounds so fun, and like all of my childhood dreams come true. Not that I dreamt of being a director necessarily, but at least being in like a magical university or school. You can build your school, manage your budget, and recruit teachers. Will you turn it into a black magic academy with the best professors of necromancy and demonology, or a place in harmony with nature to train druids and shamans? Or why not train adventurous mages, offering them options to learn how to fight and be stealthy? But this will require surviving the ruthless attacks of the orc tribes and the controls of the education authorities. It just sounds really fun, super creative. I also see that lots of the reviews for this game are very positive too, so I'm very tempted to get this game, and I would love to know your opinion if you've played this one before, what you think of it. Next up is Wytchwood, which I'm very happy to see in this list. I actually recently made a TikTok about this as well, because Wytchwood is also currently free with Prime Gaming. So if you have Prime Gaming and you use like the actual gaming application on your PC, then you can get this game for free. But if you don't want to get it through Amazon, you can also now buy it on Steam and just have it like in your own Steam library, because it has a hefty sale tag of 70% off. Wytchwood is just a game, like a beautiful game that I've been so obsessed with for so long, and I keep not biting the bullet and not buying it. I now got it through Prime, but I'm considering also buying it for Steam anyway, because I do kind of like owning my own games like completely, not through Amazon, if that makes sense. So Wytchwood is a crafting adventure game set in an expressive land of gothic fables and fairy tales. As the mysterious old witch of the woods, you will explore a strange countryside, collect magical ingredients, brew sorcerous enchantments, and pass your twisted judgment upon a capricious cast of characters and creatures. After all, how will they ever learn if you don't teach them the moral of the story? I just am really obsessed with this. The art style for this is amazing, and they're clearly going for something of like a fairy tale storybook setting, but you're the witch, but you're the good witch, and it's just beautiful. The art style is super unique, and the soundtrack for this one is amazing as well. I've watched a couple of playthroughs, like beginnings of playthroughs of this one already, which is why I got so interested in it. So yeah, 70% off for that one. Lemon Cake is 50% off, and it's an adorable game that I personally own on the Switch, and it also plays really well on the Switch, so I'm sure it will play very well on Steam and the Steam Deck. Oh, actually, I think now I'm realizing I think I have it on both already. I have it on Steam and the Switch. I just realized it's available on both, basically. Moral of the story, it's a cute game. This is one I recently talked about. I think it was in my tier ranking video as well, all of the games that I played and how I would rank and review them basically. And I said that Lemon Cake is just like this perfect relaxing game where if you feel a little overwhelmed, if you have a lot in your mind, or you're just really tired and don't want to think too much, I think Lemon Cake is a fun one to just play and don't feel like you have to use your entire brain to figure everything out, you know, or min-max it all or Google it all. So you just run your own cozy little bakery, and you're being directed by this ghost, which I'm pretty sure is like the previous owner of the bakery. You get to just bake all of these pastries, you get to pick out your own menu and then serve all of these customers, make sure you serve them in time, and then once the day is over, you've earned some money and you can unlock new upgrades or buy new ingredients, and that's kind of like the game loop of it all. And it's just super fun and relaxing, and I do also love this really cute art style. So Witchy Life Story is currently 30% off, and I already love this game. I've played it a little bit already for its diversity and that you can completely design your own witch character however you like. So even though you're set in this like role and you are the protagonist, you can definitely be your own character and customize it the way you want to, which is always something I love, and there's lots of diverse options. And in this game, you're the youngest member of the illustrious magical Von Teasel family, but you're not exactly their pride and joy. In fact, your grandmother has given you one last chance to prove yourself, or no more witch training for you. And so you arrive in the small village of Flora along with your crow familiar Ramsey. You have 2 weeks to help the locals prepare their harvest festival for success and prove your worth to everyone. You can design your troublesome witch however you see fit with a ton of customization options. In this game you get to gather herbs and brew potions, you can enchant the locals, you get to befriend charming residents of Flora, and there's also 3 romanceable characters who you can bring as a date to the festival. So you get to play for 2 weeks and try and sort of like fulfill this little quest that you're on. So it's just a super cute witchy game, and I love the art style for this one too. Bunhouse is currently 30% off. I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard the developer originally started developing this for his wife because she loves bunnies, and if that's true, that is the most adorable thing ever. I love that so much. And you can really tell there's some heart and love poured into this game. So Bunhouse is a cute couch co-op game focused on growing plants and managing a greenhouse with fellow buns. Sometimes life is hectic, sometimes we just need to take a breather and relax in a happy little world filled with bunnies. This is the core vision of Bunhouse, a game you can play solo or with your friends to relax and be happy. There is nothing to kill, no one to be better than, no quests or debt to pay off, just some plants that need watering and a greenhouse full of possibility. Like, I love that so much. I already mentioned some games on this. Well, most of these games are definitely like games that you can just relax, take your mind off stuff, but this is truly the one where you really have no reason to stress at all. Completely forget about your worries and focus on growing your little plants. So sticking with the storybook theme, the last game on my little list is The Wild at Heart, which is currently 50% off. And this is just a beautiful looking game that I think is also really good. And this is a beautiful looking game that I think will also be amazing to play during fall. It just gives me the perfect fall autumn vibes. It looks stunning. In this game, you get to wield an ever-growing herd of quirky creatures to rebuild broken paths, battle perilous beasts, and solve peculiar puzzles in a rich, interconnected world. Join 2 young runaways as they unravel the mysteries of a lost realm in this nostalgic storybook fantasy. You can collect and deploy a swarm of quirky spritelings, which are small magical creatures for you to command. You get to break stuff, collect loot, fight enemies, build new paths, and more. So this is a beautiful world rich with centuries of lore. There's woods, caves, a coastline, ancient shrines. The deep woods is full of puzzles to be solved and secrets waiting to be uncovered. So especially if you like little puzzles in a game and doing all of these different things together, then I think this might be the one you're gonna enjoy very, very much. So yeah, that's it for my like small list of cozy wholesome games on sale. Again, there is 250 games for you to choose from. It's wild. So I will leave the page linked in my description box down below, so you can also have a look for yourself. Would highly encourage that because I could just never go through them all in one video. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget that I'm currently also running a giveaway. If you haven't watched my previous video, I will link it. It's the tier ranking one. I'm giving away some cute Nintendo Switch cases. If you would like to enter, go watch that video to see how you can do that. And yeah, all my social media is linked in my description box down below, so feel free to follow any of those or join the Discord if you want to chat with the community. I know now I tried so hard, but I know at this point that I won't be able to keep a consistent posting schedule while I'm in Japan. Just not been able to prepare enough videos for that. You might probably not see my face around here for like a week or 2, but then I'm back. Once I'm back from Japan, lots of content coming for you guys, so don't worry. But that's why you might not be able to see me, but I will definitely be very active on my other socials. Like, I'll post Instagram stories, I'll probably post like TikToks, I'll be on my Discord server, I'll post to my Patreon like behind the scenes content. So there's still lots of places where you can see me, just not really on Twitch or YouTube for like 2 weeks or so. Just wanted to put it out there in case you were wondering, you know, where is she? That's it though. That's it for my announcement. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.